this is your security. And I know that it looks like a really great, maybe like a purse charm or a keychain charm, but it's so much more. It is called the Samurai, and it is a safety alarm. If I pull this, and I won't pull it right just yet, we will during the presentation, but if I were to pull this, you would have to cover your ears, it's so loud. And that's the idea. Sound can be a deterrent. So you're getting a 2-pack. They're very easy to use. I love that they're very unobtrusive, and you can easily keep them with you on a keychain, on a backpack, on your belt loop, whatever the case is. And if and when you feel that you need to get attention because you don't like the surroundings that you're in, that you pull that cord. You're getting 2 of them, kind of breaks out to about $15 a piece. The batteries are already included, and you choose whether you want pink or silver. This is purple, this is blue, and then we've got gold down at the bottom. And Joe Harrison is here to help us out.
Well, this was actually created by 2 families who felt like they wanted to keep their family safe. Because there's so many situations, like Tamara mentioned, you want to get the attention to scare the bad guys, because that's what bad guys hate. They hate sound, and they hate light. And what happens is a lot of us have been in that situation. I know I'm a family of 5, and every one of my kids has this attached to the backpack. My wife carries it with me. I've got it in my car, because we've all been there when you walk out of the mall, you walk out of the grocery store, you walk out of the office, you walk in the dog, and you see somebody right there in your path. And they're just standing there thinking, why is this person just standing there? And this is designed to be everywhere you go. Because what happens is if that person attacks you, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna try to scream.
Yeah.
Well, you screaming is about 90 decibels. It can only be heard about 100 feet. And once you scream, you gotta stop, take your breath, your adrenaline's pumping, you're trying to get your wits about yourself, then you try screaming again. That's only 90 decibels. So then you can pick up the phone and call 911. That's a great idea, however, it'll take 10 minutes for the police to show up, and then a siren that's on top of their car, it's about 110 decibels. When you have your Samurai by your side, I'm gonna set this off, this is 130 decibels. This is the loudest alarm we're legally allowed to sell in the United States. This is louder than a police siren, louder than a chainsaw, louder than you screaming.
Wow.
This is even louder than most airplanes. It's actually as loud as a military jet taking off.
Wow.
And it's got that special trigger system. It's designed to be long, so you got a grip on it when you need that emergency, and I'll go ahead and pull the pin out. 130 decibels is as loud as it can get, as loud as we're legally allowed to sell. And that can be heard not 100 feet like you screaming. This can be heard up to 600 feet,
wow.
2 football fields away. And Tamara, the great thing about this country is when you hear that sound, everyone looks for alarm. Where's the alarm coming from?
Right.
It gets that attention, and that might be enough to get that bad guy to say, it's not worth attacking this person, let me move on.
Right.
Because you've got that Samurai by your side. And the great thing is the batteries are already included. The batteries are pre-installed, so when you get this at home, you just attach it to your purse, your backpack. I've got it in my car, take it with you, and it's always gonna be by your side.
And I like that it doesn't accidentally go off, because you do have to pull this, but when you want it to go off, it is not gonna be tough for you to, it's not something small and intricate. You can easily just grab and pull. And I like the idea of just being a harder target, you know, for the bad guys. You know, if I'm a harder target, then they will move on, maybe to an easier target. Nobody wants to be a target, but I would rather be the hardest one. And if I have something that helps to give me that sense of safety, because sometimes we don't have a choice. We have to, you know, go out and walk to the bus stop, and it gets dark at night. Or we might be in an area that still might be, you know, well lit. It could be high noon, but nobody's around except you and somebody very questionable. And if this can help to get them to say, you know what, I'm going somewhere else, then go for it. It's not expensive, it's easy to use, and I like that it's not intimidating. And you don't feel like you're, you know, carrying a weapon around. It's just very, very simple. There's a reason why we're close to 30,000 of these sold.
Well, it's just, we've all had that, you know, that situation where, you know, we felt uncomfortable. You're sending your kids out. Like I have 3 kids. The oldest one, she leaves for high school at 6:20 in the morning. It's pitch black.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody attacks her, no one's gonna see it, but now they're gonna be able to hear it. Now, most cars are even around 70 decibels when they're driving down the road. So even if she's on the sidewalk, this sets off. The people in the cars are gonna hear exactly what's going on. But I have every one of these attached to my kid's backpack. I'll show you the purse I have in front of you. My wife has it attached right there to her purse. It has a little key ring loop, so you can attach it to so many things. It also has a little LED light. So my mom keeps hers in her purse so she can read that menu when you get in those dark restaurants. My neighbor, she has hers attached to her dog leash. She gave me this idea.
Oh, good
She
idea.
permanently attaches it on there because Tamara, she's always walking the dog in the morning and at nighttime so she can illuminate the pathway, but she also has a tiny dog, so a lot of bigger dogs come over and try to scare her dog or animals, so she'll pull on that trigger system and scare away the big dogs or those animals that are trying to come around. Or if you want, just put it on your keychain. It truly is something that should be with you because here in the US, there's somebody gets kidnapped every 35 seconds.
Wow.
And if you can yell, because that's what we do, we think, let's yell, let's scare the bad guy away, but us yelling is only 90 decibels.
And that's if you can yell. That's
Exactly.
if, you are able to. That's it's if you haven't, lost your breath or have you ever been so scared that a sound wouldn't even come out of your mouth? It happens. We can't plan for everything, but we can try to have those pieces around us that really help to give us that sense of security in times where maybe we feel a little bit shaky. Just so you know, silver, purple, and gold are in sellout quantity. So if you are saying this is such a great idea, maybe it's gonna be for you or for students that just like Joe was saying, the kids have to be out in the dark, going to school. It happens. Go ahead and pick up a 2-pack for them. Pick up some for yourself as well because you can never be too safe.
Oh, absolutely. When you look at the reviews, this is a customer pick and there's so many 5-star reviews and some people are saying, I got it for my kids because my kids go in the Uber. And they feel safe. What's gonna happen with that Uber driver? They've got it right there. Someone said they picked it up for her daughter who walks college campuses.
Yep.
I went to Ohio State, one of the largest campuses that's in the country. Sometimes you're at school at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yes.
Walking across campus. My oldest high schooler, she goes to school at 6:20 in the morning. And the funny thing about this is, it's such an easy device. We teach our kids things like stranger danger and don't take candy from kids because abductions happen. And we give this to our kids because if there's a bad guy, I tell them, just go ahead and pull on it. Scare that bad guy away. Even if you feel the slightest bit of uncomfort, pull that trigger and it's gonna scare them away. And I'll do it one more time because this is the loudest alarm we're legally allowed to sell in the United States. I'll go ahead and give it a pull. 130 decibels. We even had one of our 5-star review customers said that she heard it on TV and it was loud. She brought it home and it was even louder than she expected. And when we first got this, I gave it to my kids and I wanted them to play with it so they're comfortable with it. And my neighbor 2 houses down came running over and saying, is everything okay? Because she heard it through our house, 2 houses down. And then I started thinking, what about my house alarm? The house alarm I'm paying $30 a month for, it's only 100 decibels. This is louder than my house alarm. So if you have somebody who lives on their own, if you have a senior who lives in an apartment or a facility, they can take this, pull on that trigger, it's gonna be able to heard through the apartments, through the condos, through the walls, because it's not like you yelling at 90 decibels. It's louder than a chainsaw, louder than a police siren. It is the loudest alarm, can be heard up to 2 football fields away, 600 feet to get the attention, to get that help you need.
And I'm telling you, an alarm, that's what it is. Because sometimes you'll hear people say, let's say something did happen. And then, the folks on the news are talking to witnesses and they'll say, well, I saw something, but I thought they were playing. I thought they knew each other. I thought, you know what? I don't know this person who's grabbing my arm. I'm just gonna pull the alarm. And so there's no question that there is something going on.
Good point.
So remember, all you're doing is choosing which colors you want. We've got it in pink, we have silver, we've got purple, blue, and gold. The silver, the purple, and the gold are getting very, very limited now. As you can see, we're quickly approaching 30,000 of these ordered. And you're getting 2 of them. They each come with the batteries included. And so you're ready to go. Now, let me ask you, how long is that battery gonna last?
If you use it every single day, it'll last you a year. So if you're only using it once a week, I always tell my kids, just try it once a week, get comfortable. The last tip I'll tell you, This trigger system, it has to be inserted for the alarm to stop. I tell my kids, yank on the chain and throw it, because the alarm will last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But that burglar's not gonna know how to, or that attacker's not gonna know how to turn it off, so that alarm is gonna get that help that even your kids will need.
Good. Thank you.
Great to see you.
I love things like this. It's called the Samurai. Don't forget it. Go ahead and pick yours up, and we'd love to be able to send them right on out to you, okay? Choose your color. All right, so we're gonna shift gears a little bit. We're gonna throw it back on over to Sarah. Sarah, okay.